Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of our stories at Being TV. My name is Valerie Aura and I will be your host. Today we have a very powerful story of a passionate caregiver. Listen to this story and make sure you subscribe even before we start.
Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Keziah Kiseu. I'm a mother of 2 teenagers, a grandmother of 3, and I thank God for that. Caregiver is somebody who you might be a caregiver by default or a nurse who just decided to become a home caregiver. As for my case is that I became a caregiver by default because I'm not a medical person, but I happen to be there maybe at the right time or at the wrong place at the right time. A caregiver is somebody who will give a patient that support physically, mentally, spiritually, upkeep, personal care. That is what we call a caregiver. Somebody who's there in terms of patient-wise. When you have somebody who cannot take care of his or herself, that is now you need somebody to come in to helping you on a day-to-day basis in terms of sickness, changing the bed, grooming that person, maybe running up and about to do the errands for that person who's not able. Not really incapacitated, but not able. Maybe in terms of sickness, you are there to do the changing, do the running up and about, maybe bringing medication, giving her medication, giving him medication, home care, making that person feel comfortable while undergoing that sickness, during that period of that sickness. That is what we call a caregiver.
That's a very elaborate definition.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You haven't studied or you haven't done anything to do with caregiving, but you are a caregiver by default. Please explain how you became a caregiver and what inspired you.
Okay, I will say it started way back in 2006. By then I was still working. I had a brother who was not well. And funny enough, my siblings were there, but it's like they're not able to, not really force or push him to take his medication, to take care of himself. He had given up, he had given up. So I was there talking to him, encouraging him to eat. And they felt, if I'm always around him, things will always happen. So anytime they could call me, because I come from Mombasa, I happen to come from Mombasa, but I stay in Nairobi because I was working here in Nairobi. So I'm forced to go down to Mombasa maybe for 2 weeks so that he doesn't get emaciated in terms of not eating, giving up. So that is how it started, 2006. And from there, even up to now, apart from now also taking care of my dad who became sick 2011 of cancer of the esophagus. I was there like for 6 months, taking care of him, doing foods because he couldn't eat any solid food. So we had to blend everything from juices to preparing uji and all that stuff. So I had to be there 24/7 just to encourage him, talk to him, give him life, because that's what we were told, that your dad, the stage he's into, we can't do anything. So you just take him home, give him the best support you can give for him to rest in peace. So we're just waiting. So we had to be there just to give him, those fruits, blended fruits, uji, food, soup, those kind of things. So that is how I became a caregiver. Now I found myself from my brother, then there are friends who used to come to my place when they're not feeling well. They just feel my house is like a hospital. When they come to my place, they get that comfort. They get that love. And I felt, okay, not really feeling, but I started realizing, kumbe, I can do this. So that's how it started. Just being there for somebody who's not feeling well. Just being there. Because I'm not a medic, but you could tell them in terms of nutrition, eat this, have a rest, take this, take good care of yourself, be positive, don't feel like you're dying. And somehow you find them coming back to life. And they left my house and they're like, why don't you become a caregiver? And I'm like, I've never even wanted to be a nurse because I will not even look at somebody who is bleeding. That's the kind of heart I have. I have a very small heart. And I was like, even if, I love going out, doing huduma to patients, hospitals, just visiting, encouraging the patients, talking to them, just there. That has always been in me, talking. So anywhere I go, I'll just start a topic, we talk, and you find people who are sick, they're just rejuvenated and they feel, so there is life. It doesn't have to be in your brains that I'm sick, I'm dying. You just laugh and you put a smile on somebody's face. So it continued like that till about, not really recently, 2013, 2012, my younger brother had a pile and they decided to operate on it. Operating on it, being somebody who's big and in Mombasa, that thing never healed. Eventually he was told that he needs to come to Nairobi for checkup. When he came to Nairobi, we were never even told how to go about it, whether he's having cancer or what. They just started doing radio on him, not knowing they were messing him. And the radio. They didn't do screening. They didn't do anything. They just said he should be done radio to burn that thing, that pile. See, now I'm reading these things because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical person. You have to keep on asking. They did him like for 3 good months, doing radiotherapy on him. Little did we know that radio burnt his rectum. And he was a living dead person because he was smelling like a rat, dead rat, smelling, ameoza. From there, they started doing chemo. Now we're wondering, why are they doing him chemo, doing him radio, and they have not told us if it is cancer or what, Eventually, they had to remove the whole thing. That is the rectum, affected him. So now I became the caregiver, proper caregiver of my brother. Now running up and about, learning to know how to walk with him, what have you. Now this thing is gone without our knowledge, without his knowledge. He's perplexed, he's confused, he's depressed. You have to be there again. Now I come in, talking to him, giving him life, telling him he shall be well, he shall be well. Now here you're telling him he shall be well. Now at the same time I'm also doing my research on what is this my brother has gotten himself into. Eventually this is where now we landed into a stoma bag. He had to start using a stoma. Using a stoma, by then we didn't even know who is who in stoma. We had to start Googling, getting a support group. I joined the support group on behalf of my brother so that I can learn, so that I can walk with him through this journey. And from there I got people living with stoma bags. I started learning how to go about it. I started becoming the caregiver with already people who are using the stoma bags, working with them, learning how to change the bags, how to go about it, where to get the bags, what it involves, those things. Eventually I became one of the committee member in the Stoma World Kenya organization, which is running here in Kenya, to give people bags, to support people, to give people a dignity. It doesn't have to be a cancer patient, because we are having so many people undergoing stoma through injuries, ladies who are maybe pregnant and their intestines are punctured accidentally and they end up having a stoma bag, be it a colostomy or a urostomy bag or the ileostomy bag due to maybe rupture of the intestines. But some of them it's also through colon cancer, whichever part of it, be it the big intestine, the long intestine, or the urostomy, which is the uro, which holds the urine. So through this organization, opportunities started coming in. And me being somebody who loves going, when there's awareness, I'm there. When there are camps for maybe screening for what, I'm there. So I started learning. I went through Nairobi Hospice, learned about palliative care. Even before joining this Stoma World, in Mombasa, I used to go to Mombasa Hospice and I just give care to the patients who are there. Because they normally have a daycare, like every Thursday or every fortnight. I'll be there just to groom them, encourage them, make them feel nice, just putting a smile on their face. So it started way back in 2009. And then some time back, 2013, when this governorship came in, we were doing also sensitizing at VOI about screening. So I was involved, anything which comes up, I'm involved. So I decided to learn about caregiving. Went and got my papers in caregiver, palliative care through Nairobi Hospice, because even there sometimes I always go to give care, just to encourage the patients and walk with them. And from there, through Amani Counseling Center, I got another training for integrated biomedicine and giving psychosocial support to cancer patients. So here I am today. At least I can give a story about caregiving, and at least having a passion to put a smile on somebody's face. And it doesn't mean when somebody has been detected with any sickness that is end of life. No. We are here to encourage them till the last bit. You don't just have to show a patient that you're sick or you're dying. No. Give them, put a smile on their face, groom them, make them look lovely. Yeah. So here I am as a caregiver today.
I think yours is a calling.
It's a calling. I might say it's a calling. Now, as you're saying it's a calling, I'm telling you, I would say it's a calling. This is not a job, because you sit down and you think maybe you can make money out of this caregiving, or maybe those people who have home cares and you are there, maybe you want to. Not in Kenya. We have not yet reached there. How much will somebody pay you for you to abandon your family? Because I said I'm a mother of 2 and I'm a grandmother of 3. Sometimes people call you as far as Siaya. You go all the way to Muhoroni to take care of your friends' parents who are not feeling well and they cannot manage, and they feel maybe if you are here, you'll give them that support. So sometimes it's not all about money. And then you find that there are those challenges you face because you carry their burden. You carry their burden. People don't know how you debrief, because sometimes you get that burnout. You reach a place, I'm a human being. And sometimes you can even have patients who you take care of them and then eventually they die. And you already, it leaves you traumatized, you grieve, because you've already bonded with those patients. They become part and parcel of your life. It's not easy. You burn out, but sometimes you pray, because I always believe in praying. You just go down to your knees, you pray God to give you that strength to move on. Because again, if I break down, the other person who needs my help or needs me to be there and talk to them, then how do you handle that? How do you handle such?
You have to hide a lot.
You really have to hide. And again, as a human being, sometimes you find yourself in your room and you just cry. You shed tears, you cry. You really cry, you break out, you break down. I'm getting emotional. You break because it's not easy. So maybe I always advise we get we get a lot of support groups for caregivers. Because even at home, at least me, I'm exposed. What about those people at home who are not exposed? Mashinani, in the grassroots areas, they don't have any know-how of how to go about this thing. Sometimes even you find families, they can even leave that patient for you. And here you are taking care of either your sick mom or your sick grandmother. You can't let outsiders come and wash your grandmother or wash your mom or take care of your father or maybe groom him, change him, talk. They'll get tired. But you, as a sibling, you feel, yes, this is my father, I have to be there for them. It's not because of ati unataka kupata baraka or anything. No, you feel not all your siblings have the same heart. Somebody say, Keziah, you're strong, you come and do this. Because people are different. Yes, you can sit down and decide, me, I'll be here today, tomorrow. But you find some of them are married. They cannot stay away from their families also for long. I happen to be a single parent, but that one doesn't say that because you're a single parent, you have to be there. What about my kids? What about me as a person? I also need my life. I also need to rejuvenate, get that break. But once you get that break, what about the sick person? Which break will that person have? You let that person go down, and then eventually you start blaming yourself. Oh, maybe if I was there for them, it could not have happened. You get? So you just, you need to balance. But sometimes it wears you. I mean, you are there. You find you're overwhelmed, but you can't remove yourself out of it because you're already into it. For example, like a doctor, maybe it's a calling or it's a job. Will you say, I'm having a break? Today I'm not taking care of patients because it's too much on me. You have to be there. Yeah? But for a caregiver, sometimes you're not paid anything. They don't know even your family behind there because you are here, you're doing this thing as a volunteer. What are your family eating? You have kids in school, in college. Who is taking care of them? Yeah? Systems and policies have to be made. Yeah? I know we are Africans, but I'm saying this, even our own Africans, they should know. We are lacking homes here. Of course, this initiative is coming up. People are really copying from the Western countries, and they're bringing caregivers, they're bringing home cares, and we saw it during COVID, and maybe somebody will pay you. But sometimes it's human. You've gone to a family which is very, very desperate, and they really need your help.
Sometimes
they can't even afford meals. So how do you start charging them? Surely, how do you start charging them? You find now we are training here, and then you want to go out and make money, because at least when you go out there and become an au pair or what, you'll make money. But are we really studying this so that you can take this, the skills you've gotten out there? It should not be money. Let's form something. Let's get something for caregivers, because they are very, very special, very, very important people. We are very, very important people. Very important.
The more important than even doctors.
Yes, yes.
Because they're the ones who make sure you heal emotionally,
spiritually, physically. You know?
do a lot.
Yeah, you are there.
Maybe you can talk about more of the challenges that you face as a caregiver.
Most challenges faced by we caregivers is lack of money. You're never appreciated anywhere. Yes, you don't do this because of being appreciated. But for example, if somebody calls me to come and take care of your sick person, and it doesn't even have to be a sick person, because sometimes you find a lot of people out here going through a lot of mentally, they are mentally challenged, emotionally challenged. And when I say this, you understand the inflation, the economy has really put people down. And especially like right now, as much as I'm dealing with the stoma patients, but you find there are a lot of families grieving and going down, devastated because of drugs. We have a lot of teenagers, not even teenagers, husbands, men, name it, out here. They're in drugs, proper drugs. Those family parents, whether you're a single parent or what, those are the challenges right now we caregivers are facing to take care of those. And you see, these rehab things are not even working. Your child is taken to a rehab and they're given a lot of drugs there. They're fixed, put on a lot of drugs. So you find us as caregivers, the challenges we face: lack of money, lack of places to give us that support. Yeah? In terms of debriefing, in terms of where do caregivers go to get care? Yeah, where do we go to get that care? The government doesn't know anything about this. Okay, fine. Even if there are some NGOs or what, those initiatives, most of them, they're just there to deal with cancer patients, cancer foundation, cancer what. But those cancer thing and what, be it diabetes, be it HIV, be it what. Okay, those organizations are there. You fund them, you take care of them. But these people, they have caregivers who are taking care of them. Yeah? Where do we belong? Those are the challenges. Yeah. They hardly talk about it. A system should be formed so that all caregivers from grassroots, be it educated, not educated, you're a caregiver. Yeah? Even when you have your daughter has given birth, you're a caregiver. You are there nursing them. Through CS, through what, you're nursing them, because that mama, she's still down. She can't do anything for herself. That is also a caregiver. It doesn't have to be you're there dealing with patients who are critical ill, or maybe they are facing terminal illness. No. Yeah? You have a child who has just given birth with a CS. 3 months you can't move. Yes, you'll have a house girl. Can a house girl wash you? The house girl will just be there helping you, the nitty-gritty things. But you as a mother, or you as whoever the relative, you have to be there for like 2, 3, 4 months to take care of her, make sure she's breastfeeding well, eating well, doing what, taking care of the newborn. So caregivers really go through hell, but nobody sees that. It's only that you can't talk. When you start talking, you'll be told, hey, it's your passion. Why are you talking about it?
Maybe people can say that
Kwani ni lazima. You see, so if it's not lazima, if I'm not there, who will do it? Yeah, because even the nurses, you reach a place, you have a patient, they remove him or discharge them from the hospital. You need to get a home care. And that's where we come in, to make sure you're there running around, doing all those errands. Be it grooming, nini, washing the nini, changing the bed. Make sure that person is okay. You remove them, carry them outside. They bask, you bring them in, walk them around. Be it even if it's physio, you have that support system. Walk with that person. Encourage them, talk to them, give them life. Because even if you have a patient, you can't just leave your sick person on the bed the whole day, 1 month, 2 months, nobody talks to them. Yes, you get tired, but end of the day, you have to come there, feed. Ask, how are you feeling? What? Try and get that emotional feeling to come out. Yeah. So you're there physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to give them that support. Yeah. It's a full-time thing. It doesn't stop. It's 24/7. It goes round. Next, me as the caregiver. Who gives me that? People feel you're a macho, you're strong. She's a strong lady. We break down because you go through so much. You see a lot of, what do you say? You see a lot of sicknesses. You see a lot of pain. And then you get emotionally attached to it. You bond with those patients. You bond with the people you take care of. It doesn't even have to be a patient. Sometimes somebody just needs you to be there. Yeah, they're broken inside. You talk to them, you ask them, how are you feeling? How is it going? Can you come, stay in my house? I have friends who can come and just put up in my house. I just tell them, sleep. I cook for them. Even me, I need that. Somebody to invite me and tell me, sleep. Take a hot bath.
That brings the question, who takes care of the kids?
Thank you. None. You take care of yourself. None. Nobody takes care of the caregivers. Though now there's some initiatives coming up to adopt a caregiver, if at all we can really talk about this so that those, either be it in NGOs or support groups are formed, those caregivers are taken care of, pamper them, give them a treat. It doesn't have to be so big, but at least offer them a lunch somewhere, yeah? Give them a team building to talk about what they go through, to debrief. They share their grief or the trauma, the traumatized events. Then it comes out, because they say once a problem shared is half solved. It's not fully solved, but at least it's half solved. You feel relieved, because at least I wouldn't say I'm the one facing this alone. We share, we talk about the challenges we face. Yeah. But you see, there's so many people out there, they don't talk. They just die inwardly. They sit down and wanakufa tu pole pole with their problems. Because they think once I share, then people will think I'm complaining. We should not have that mentality. We Africans should learn, and this thing should be taken down there. You don't have to have a PhD to understand what somebody is feeling emotionally. Yeah? Sometimes it's always good to ask somebody, yes, you've been here, maybe today or 2 days, let me give you that relief, I'll take care of this patient. Or somebody, you just organize, you give that person a break, take her somewhere. It doesn't have to come from her. Take me out for a treat. Just organize impromptu, and you decide you bring somebody to replace me 2-3 days. I just go and rest. It's okay. You're at least you're putting a smile on that caregiver.
And they will even do more.
And you'll even do more. You get you appreciated, you recharge, and you come back well-being. You're okay spiritually, physically. Now you're good to go. We should have such, yeah. And it doesn't have to have ati huku in the urban areas, even rural. There are so many people suffering there, not talking, silently, dying silently, because you are there. People are really going through a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of issues are there in the rural. Nobody talks about it. We should, we just go on the urban area, because urban, at least you have the know-how. Internet is there, Android phones are there. People are all over, you can share, and somebody will come. What about those people down there? They have huge burdens onto their shoulders, and there's nobody there to remove, because here you are taking care of maybe a sick husband, or for example a sick wife. Your kids are there, you need to take care of them, yeah. And to make matters worse, maybe you are the only provider, you are the sole bread provider. Who takes care of you once you're down? Your family just remains gone, kids out of school. If you're putting up in a rental house, you're chucked out. Here you have a sick person. Let's always consider people are really suffering out there in terms of caregiving. It doesn't have to be with nurses, you're paid, you're employed. Whether you take care of the patient or not, you have a salary. But you who is not working, you're there. You've become a default caregiver like Keziah over here. Huh? Who pays you? Who pays you? It's not easy. It's not easy. It's really not easy.
What do you appreciate most about being a caregiver?
What I appreciate most in being a caregiver, when you see you've put a smile on somebody's face, it really gives me that joy. Yeah, it humbles you. As much as you think you have problems, but at least you can wake up. You can take yourself to the toilet. You can wash your face with nobody's aid. That is what I'll say people should appreciate. Yeah? Appreciate doing service to somebody. It's good when you're serving someone than you being served. Yeah? That is the spirit, and that is what keeps me going. When I give service to people, then I feel at least you've done something for the humanity, and God loves those. Serving humanity is service to God. That is what I can say. Serving humanity is service to God. Because anytime I feel, what do I say? I feel most satisfied when I feel I've put a smile on somebody's face. Yeah? It gives me strength. Rather than waiting for somebody to be doing, where kila saa you're on the receiving. What do you do to give to others? Yeah? It's more than even being appreciated. As long as I see you smiling and I've helped you somewhere, I feel okay. I feel that is it. I think that's my purpose in this life. Just to put a smile and leave a mark in somebody's life. Hata akikaa nasema, yes, if I go to Keziah's house, I come out healed. My home, my house, people normally say, hey, is this a hospital or what? When you come here, you just feel relaxed. 2-3 days, you leave this house, you feel you're okay. And one time I just sat down, I said, if God can really give me these networks, we just put such a home in Kenya here. Yeah? Just to take care of the elderly, to pamper them, let them do the thing they used to do. It doesn't mean that when you're old, you can't do anything. And you don't have to be sick for somebody to take care of you.
Yes.
Yeah? You don't have to be sick for somebody to take care of you. Let's go out there and appreciate these elderly people. Let's give them something before they start ailing, and then you are there or running up and about changing their pampers and what have you. No. Call them, treat them, do something for them, wash their legs, groom their hair, let them dance, soul to what, those things, they give them life. Rather than them just sitting down, their kids are all of them in abroad, they just keep on sending money. What is money when that person is lonely? Yeah. Visit those homes. Through the church we go to Runda there, we visit those homes, we wash them, we pamper them, and they feel, those elderly, they feel nice. Me, I visit a lot of children's home. I go there, play around with them.
Put a smile on
put a smile on their face. It doesn't have to be money. Just go there, see where you can help. That is all about caring, and that is all about caregiving. It doesn't have to be a sick person. Just be there, that hand. Yeah? Hold somebody's hand. Give them that hope. Give them faith. Encourage them spiritually. Make them feel like they are human beings.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We are
Amen.
so many.
Amen. Amen. What I'll say to my fellow caregivers, never give up. Never give up. And if you feel you're at the wall, we are here. Yeah? Being is here. Just Google Being and you'll see us and you'll get our stories and you'll get our contacts so that we can form something for all of us caregivers who want to be in that network. We come up, share our ideas and see how we can help each other. And we have 47 counties. Yeah? This space is not small. It's very big and it needs us so that we can get hold of those other caregivers who are hurting in silence and they are not talking. We have a lot. This is a calling. Yeah? Don't feel burnout. Come, we talk. Come, we do something. Come, we can get help by talking. Don't just sit down and feel, nimefinyiliwa sana, I cannot do anything, I'm giving up. No, we are here. Sometimes you want a rest. Keziah is here. I'm not very far away. Give me a shout out. I'll come. I'll help you relax and then I take care of that patient or whatever you want me to do for you. Let's be each other's brother's keeper. That's all out I can. That's my message to my other caregivers. Don't feel burnout. Come, let's talk. Let's share our stories. Let's share experiences. Let's see how we can help each other on this globe. Yeah? This world is too small. We can make an impact to somebody's life and somebody's can put a smile in somebody's heart, in somebody's face.
And that's what we need.
And that's all. Finally, I would advise people out there, it's okay. It's okay if you're not approachable. You know, not everyone would love to do the caregiving job or you're approachable. You know, people are different. As I mentioned earlier on, siblings are different. People tend to follow the one whom they are is easier approachable, easy to approach. I would leave you with a word that prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. Why I'm saying this? I'm encouraging all of us, be it learned or not learned. This year has events. Each year, every month there is an event. You'll find there's a lot of screening. I'll just urge our people, go out for screening. It doesn't have to be HIV or what. Just go out for screening. Know yourself. Once you're self-aware, you know yourself, you really protect yourself. You know, they say prevention is better than curing. You will prevent yourself into such medication and all these up to where we reach having somebody to come and take care of you in the house. Yeah? We saw it during COVID. We're being told to wear barakoas, to do what? Wash your hands. This was all about prevention. Because it was so overwhelming to an extent you'll never even get a space in the hospital. That is how bad it was. But right now, things have cooled down. I'll urge my people, go out there, get screening. Get screened. Know your blood pressure. Know your sugar levels. Know your HIV status. It's good to know about it. Once you know you're positive, you're not positive, then you live positively. Yeah? Go out there, get screened. This cancer, people wait till once you go, you're found on stage 4. You start selling everything, land, what, and then eventually you'll die. Yeah? The earlier you screen, the better medication you get. Earlier screening prevents you from all these other things. I'll urge my people to go out there, get screening. Screening is free. It's done in KNH. It's done in so many other places. There are organizations which offer free screening. Kindly, I'll urge you. You get such, go out. You get that you're sick. You find yourself after diagnosis, you're sick. Look for us. We'll take you. We'll navigate you through ways of how to go about it. Don't be stuck. That where will I start? How will I go? Nutrition-wise. No. Nowadays, information is power. Go out there, get screened, get to know yourself, even if it's your family member. If you really love take care of them. And here we are as caregivers, taking care of you people. Come, let's walk together this journey. Na tutapunguza magonjwa.
Thank you for watching today's story. I hope you were inspired, informed, and you are going to get involved in the fight against NCDs. Make sure you engage with us on all our social media handles at being.africa. Until next time, bye-bye.